Alrighty, friends, I've done 2 videos so far today on this whole SCOTUS leak matter. If you haven't seen them, please do take a look after you watch this video. I will link them down in the description below. I'd appreciate you taking a look. But in the first one, I basically talk about the announcement from Roberts and some of the things that other people were saying. In the second one, I dug a little bit deeper into the rhetoric of all of this that's coming out and how I think it's dangerous. It's dangerous for the court. It's dangerous for the Senate. It's also, quite frankly, dangerous for the country as a whole. In this video, what I want to do is I want to give you my thoughts on the abortion matter in general and why I think that the left is just absolutely freaking out right now. I said in the last 2 videos that I am unapologetically pro-life. I've said I believe it's a hill worth dying upon. So I think I owe it to everybody to at least let you know where I stand. So I'm going to do that. And then, like I said, I think it kind of delves into a little bit of why the left is freaking out so much. I'm Dan. This is Soule of Wisdom. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, please do so. And please also hit the notification bell so you can be alerted when I post new videos. If nothing else, if you decide you don't like my content, that is easily undone. But give me a shot and I'd appreciate it. Okie dokie. So first off, like I said, I'm unapologetically pro-life. I don't see any reason not to be. Now, you can say, Dan, you're just a white male. What do you know? Well, I know a lot of things. I'm a father of 4 children, and I know that even when they do their damnedest to make me the angriest person on earth, which children will do, they're still my children. And I can't imagine a world without them. And the idea that we would destroy life because it might be difficult, it might be unexpected, it might be problematic, God forbid to even use that word with regards to life, is just insane to me. So there's 2 arguments that I hear regarding this that I just don't get. First of all is the whole thing of women deserve body autonomy. Well, they have body autonomy. Okay, we all make our decisions. Now, right up until the act that creates this child, you have the ability to not engage in the act. You have the ability to use various forms of birth control, which have gotten so effective over the years it's ridiculous. You have a lot of things that you can do. You can abstain. You can just say no. There's so much stuff. And the woman has these rights. The man does too, quite frankly. The man has the right to use these same methods. The man has the right to say no, to abstain. So the idea that if we strip this right away from women, that they can't be allowed to have an abortion, that suddenly they have no autonomy over their bodies, it's not a valid argument. It never has been. It's not founded in any kind of fact. To get up to that point, you've made your choices. Now, I don't want to hear the whole, well, rape, incest, okay? Those are so much the exception to this that is unreal. And the vast majority of states are going to carve out for those exceptions. I'd be surprised, quite frankly, if that's not codified. Because most people feel that's decent. I'm not sure where I stand on that. I'm not sure that I think it's right to punish that fetus and make it pay for the guilt of others. But I can have that debate. I can have that argument. But the bottom line is you make your choices to get to this place. And at some point you have to live with those choices. And the man certainly has to, as I pointed out in the previous video. If a woman gets pregnant and she decides to have it, that man's on the hook. So, but that man made his choice to be there. So, okay, we make our choices, you have to live with it. That's the first thing. The other thing is this whole argument of where life begins. The only logical argument that can be had is that life begins at conception. When that sperm meets that egg, new DNA is created. That is a person. And you hear this argument of, well, it's not life because it's not viable. It needs the mother to live. It's almost parasitic in that nature. And then you hear the argument that, well, a human being that's outside of the mom's body doesn't need that. Well, every human being needs some form of help throughout its life, even grown-ups. Okay? You can say, well, a grown-up can live on their own. Well, no, there's still a parasitic kind of relationship with the planet itself. We need the planet for our oxygen, for our food, for our sunlight, for all the things that we need to live. There's still that parasitic kind of relationship, right? The planet needs the sun, so there's like a parasitic relationship there. It needs the gravitational pull of all the other planets and stuff to keep its orbit. Okay? So to argue that just because this life that's inside this woman isn't real and it isn't viable and it isn't a true life because it needs the mother to survive, we all need something to survive. So I don't buy that argument. It's never worked for me. Now, you can disagree, and that's cool, but that's where I come from. That's where I stand. And this, quite honestly, is why I think the left is so freaking out over this, why I think they're so scared for Roe versus Wade to go away, is it forces them to face truths. It forces them to face the truth that you do have body autonomy, and you've chosen to make the decisions that have gotten you to where you are. Again, rape and incest aside, separate argument that we can have, not on this video, because again, it is the vast exception, not the rule. And it also forces them to deal with the idea that that creation inside the woman is an actual life. The only argument that holds is that that's a new life when it is conceived, because everything else, there's no scientific basis for it. But you can have a scientific basis that when the sperm and the egg come together, you have new DNA. That's life. That makes sense. So it forces them to look at that and to deal with that. And quite honestly, that's uncomfortable for a lot of people because they want to have this sense of entitlement and power, and I'm going to do what I want. Well, none of us get to do what we want. We all make our choices, and we have to deal with the consequences of that. And that is what I think freaks out the left the most. So those are my views on this matter. This is a short and simple video. I just wanted you to know where I'm coming from. Hopefully this makes that clear. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments. If you challenge me on it, let me know in the comments. I'm open to the debate. I do ask that you keep it civil. If we're just going to fling feces at each other, move on, there's no point. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for now. I am Dan. This is the Soul of Wisdom. Until the next time I see you, thank you for watching.